Oh, here we go again. I thought Dillon Gabriel would last a little longer than this. But that's very not clearly the world that we live in. And it's frustrating. You've got these Myles Garrett trade rumors. I'm pissing people off on Twitter. Ryan, during the show today, and I don't normally do this because it's like a behind-the-scenes thing, I'm going to have a specific clip I'm going to want you to pull because I'm going to have to send it to about 1,000 people on Twitter who are yelling at me about how Deshaun Watson might cost you Myles Garrett. Oh, you can't trade Myles Garrett. That's not what I'm talking about. So we'll get to that on the show coming up. And I really just think we need a cleansing today. So the good news is we have friend of show in studio, Danny Cunningham, Cavs. All right, the Boston game aside, things are going well for the Cavs. We got a ton of wine and gold. I'm happy to have Danny in this week because we've got some games, we've got some experience, we got something to chew on with the Cavs. So plenty of wine and gold to get to on the show coming up. We'll get to our FanDuel parlay. I'm fading fast in this, Ryan. I'm fading fast. We are so close to me just turning this over to Ryan and him having to do the 4-leg parlay.
Probably for the best.
It's probably for the best. FanDuel loves this because I just keep, here's my money. Ain't working, but we'll get to our FanDuel parlay. We got the grid. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. Hey, is Ryan Tyler. So happy to have you along this week, presented by great friends at FanDuel. Man, did I hit it? I'm on the Jackets, though. Can I talk you into a 4-leg hockey parlay?
Try.
I get the boost tokens, which I love, on FanDuel, and I've been hot on the Jackets. Jackets have been good. So we'll get the football rolling here with FanDuel coming up. Of course, Fairway Ford, Pure AV, Physicians Ammons, and our great friends at Garage Beer. I am excited to have a Garage Beer this week. They're not in my garage or my basement. So they're garage basement beers. But I'm excited for Halloween coming up with our friends at Garage Beer. Get their special edition pack, which is out. The Garage Fear, right? Is that not what it is?
Yes.
The Garage Fear, which is great. All right, we welcome in Danny Cunningham, of course, Locked On Cavs, your first place to get all the Cavs news. We'll talk some Cavs coming up with Danny here in a little bit. But we start with the Browns. And Danny, it's become so apparent that Dillon Gabriel can't start anymore.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you ride it until you die. And the Browns are riding Dillon Gabriel, and they put him in opportunities. Here's the most damning thing, okay? I've seen the tweets that we all have. Last in EPA, last in quarterback rating, last in yards, last in all these things, PFF grade. There is not a good statistic to pull out with Dillon Gabriel right now and point at. And I think this is my biggest issue with Dillon Gabriel. I've not seen anything. 4 starts. I accidentally said 3 and everybody jumped on it. It's been 4 starts. And I don't know if I've seen a drive. I don't know if I've seen a throw that I go, we can work with that. Nothing. I've seen nothing. And people want to keep jumping on what'd you expect out of an undersized third-round quarterback? I get it, but nothing. Not a throw. Not a drive, not something that I would love something to just grab onto and have some hope about Dillon Gabriel as an NFL quarterback, and I sit here drawing a blank. It eventually will always turn to the Shedeur Sanders conversation, and I really think there are 2 different conversations to be had right now. Well, is Shedeur ready to go? I don't know, but you know what I do know? They can't start Dillon Gabriel anymore. They just can't. And if Dillon's not ready, then you're going to have to put Bailey Zappi in there, or you're going to have to go trade for another quarterback. They're 2 separate conversations. I'm ready for Shedeur to play. Not related to Shedeur at all. I'm ready for Shedeur to play because I don't want to see Dillon Gabriel play anymore. And Shedeur is next up in line. Yeah, the offensive line is bad. Oh, Shedeur would get killed in this offense too. Okay, but I'd rather just see him out there, Danny. It's hard because I wanted this to last a little longer with Dillon Gabriel. We all kind of knew where the arrow was pointing with Dillon Gabriel, but the fact that through 4 games he won a game. I guess that's the one thing. He beat a really bad Miami team.
And I do think that the first touchdown drive that they had against New England last Sunday looked good, right? That was a positive moment. It's maybe they can do something here. And it turns out they couldn't, and they got blown out because as a team overall, they stink, and Dillon Gabriel's not very good. But I do come back to the expectations, which we should not have any for him. But the thing that I keep coming back to, Matt, is in the 26 years that the Browns have been playing football since they returned to action in 99, I don't know that the quarterback situation has ever been worse than it is right now.
Yeah.
Because if you look at trading away Joe Flacco, okay, and you know how much of that is on the rest of the roster, how much of that is on Kevin Stefanski, because I do think it's clear if you listen to what Kevin Stefanski has said since that trade, that does not seem like a move he and Andrew Berry were in lockstep on, which certainly is an issue. The receivers stink. The offensive line stinks. Like Dillon Gabriel or whoever is playing quarterback for the Browns, Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders, Bailey Zappi, you name it. That guy is not being set up for success. And when you are at that position and you're not being set up for success, it's obviously really hard to look even competent. And I think when you add that together with the fact that I don't think right now we have seen anything from any of the guys on the roster that say, you are an NFL caliber quarterback in any way, shape, or form, not starting quarterback, just NFL quarterback. That leads to having the worst offense in football. That's where the Browns are at. It's awful to watch. I mean, there are no redeeming qualities about this offense. Quinton Judkins is a good player, but this offensive line stinks. Like, that offensive line got very old very quickly. The best weapon on the perimeter is a rookie tight end. None of that adds up to, yeah, we could be good. None of that.
Ryan, you're a big Shedeur Sanders guy. Like, are you worried about setting Shedeur up for not having success because of how bad it is? And, like, do you understand what I'm talking about when I say this isn't even about Shedeur for me anymore? This is just, I'm done with Dillon Gabriel. Shedeur's next up, and I'm ready to put him in there and see what he's got.
I mean, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a world where Shedeur Sanders can go out there and ball out, but I think there's a certain gap between like a guy like him and Dillon Gabriel, whether or not Shedeur Sanders is actually that talented. Just the fact that he's not 5'4", the fact that he can move a little bit, and Dillon Gabriel, for what he is, he's not a guy that elevates people. He's a career backup. Likely. He needs the players around him to elevate his game rather than it being vice versa. Now, I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is going to go out there and immediately elevate the players around him because, as Danny said, the offensive line is old and slow. Nobody on the perimeter is going to beat one-on-one. You don't feel good about anybody really on the offense outside of maybe Quinton Judkins right now. So to throw Shedeur Sanders in there and expect a different result in terms of it translating to a win, I don't think is what we're going to expect. But I think you'll see some glimpses of him being able to move around maybe a little bit better than Dillon Gabriel, just in terms of being able to see over the offensive line. And if anything, there is something, especially in the NFL, to a player like Shedeur giving the team a little bit of juice.
Yeah, I like that too.
So
yeah.
I'm willing to see it, and you're right. It's not so much about Shedeur Sanders. It's the fact that it can't quite literally get any worse with Dillon Gabriel at the helm. Like, at least with guys like, and we go back to, you can name the laundry list of quarterbacks, like a Deshaun Kaiser, for instance. He had an arm. Like, he could actually throw the ball. Guy like Dillon Gabriel, there's not one thing that you could pick out and feel confident about in his game that's going to work out in the NFL.
I mean, that deep pass that he threw that got picked off, like, when it left his hand, I'm like, oh, my goodness. Dillon Gabriel's throwing the ball down the field. Because that, I feel like, is the first time that's happened in the 4 games that he played. But also, it looked like an arm punt. Like, that was an arm punt on first down.
Oh, way too much air under it. And then there's some, and I'm gonna butcher this stat, which would not be the first time here on the show, but there's something like, he had one completion over 15 yards. He was like one of, like, basically the whole stat, I'll just sum it up this way. He cannot throw the ball down the field at all, like over more than 15 yards. Find me an NFL offense that has a quarterback that can't complete passes more than 15 yards down the field. You're going to have the offense that you're staring at. And you guys are right. Like, that, I think, is inherently the problem with Dillon Gabriel. What is the thing that you're going to lean into? I sent this tweet, and I know Andrew Berry not speaking this week is just a horrible look on the organization.
It really is.
Danny, like, unless there's a trade he's working on, unless somebody's getting fired, that's such a bad look. Because the point-blank question that we would not get the answer to, but that needs to be asked Andrew Berry, is this. What did you see in Dillon Gabriel to draft him, and why have we not seen that? And what I'm talking about is, there's got to be something that you just dive into and say, Dillon, this is what you do really well. It's not RPO, I know that. It's not throwing the ball down the field, I know that. He's
a supercomputer.
Okay,
that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's what it's supposed to be. Then why can't we, I'm simplifying this, why can't we trick it up and say we're going to dive into you being a super processor and run a bunch of plays to help that. You get what I'm saying?
You don't have the talent to do that. That's the issue.
Again,
Well,
right.
I don't think you have the time.
Yeah.
I don't think you
That's
have the
true, too.
time for
You don't
him
have time
to
to do it.
process all that stuff. And that is the one area where I do think it's unfair to speak on him because we genuinely don't know whether or not he is the guy that they thought he was in that area because he doesn't have time back there to actually go through reads more often than not. How frequently in the 4 games that he's played has there been a clean pocket for him? How frequently has he been able to even had time to get to his second or third read, no matter how quickly he's going through things? That's not on Dillon Gabriel. Now, I'm not sitting here saying if that were different, if Dillon had more time, he'd look like a Pro Bowl quarterback because he would not. I think it is fair to say if any quarterback had the amount of time that he has, it'd be really, really difficult for them to look good. But I don't think that we can see Dillon Gabriel's strengths because the rest of the roster isn't very good. But if you're the Browns, this wasn't some secret coming into the season. The Browns roster was never going to be good this year. There was nothing on paper in April and May that we saw that said, yeah, the Browns could win like 9 games. Maybe quarterback's a question mark. Maybe Joe Flacco's it. Maybe he's not, but they're good on the offensive line or they've got 2 or 3 really good receivers. Like you could talk yourself in to Cincinnati right now without Joe Burrow. You know why? Because they have Jamar Chase, because they have T. Higgins, because they have Chase Brown, because they have a lot of really talented guys, and their offensive line might not be great. I think it's better than Cleveland's. It's not great, but they have such a great collection of weapons on the perimeter that they can make a Joe Flacco look good. Maybe Jake Browning is a bridge too far there, but they can still make a journeyman at this point, below average quarterback, look good.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, I sent a tweet out that a lot of people did not like or got angry or told me I was wrong. And the tweet was the Deshaun Watson trade is really going to cost the Browns Myles Garrett, isn't it? Now, everybody's on the Myles Garrett trade thing, and Andrew Bear, according to reports or sources, that people have a better chance of winning the lottery. And, I DM'd Jack Duff into this of the OBR, okay? I want this to be clear. They can trade Myles Garrett. It would be really, really, really hard to do it with the dead cap, and he's got a no-trade clause. But for anybody sitting there acting like they can't do it or it's like illegal to do it, that's just not true. And I start with this. I'm not talking about Myles Garrett getting traded when I talk about Deshaun Watson costing you Myles Garrett. This is what I'm talking about. You have your cornerstone franchise generational player don't want to play here anymore. And I know he sent that trade request out and whatever quarterback thing that they sold him on. He's done. Because he's going out there putting up 5 sacks in a game. And you got smoked. That's what I'm talking about. That you give up 3 first-round picks and all this money. You change the franchise. And you're in the worst spot that you have been. Maybe since, like, to your point, Danny, this might be the worst spot they've been in since the Browns have come back in 1999. I know this without a fact. They are the furthest away from a Super Bowl that they've been under Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. That is undebatable that they are the furthest away that they've been to try to win a Super Bowl since this regime has taken over. You're eventually going to have Myles Garrett stop caring. And at that point, why is he even here then? That's what's going to cost you.
Gigantic contract extension.
Like,
That's I don't feel bad for Myles Garrett.
I don't feel bad for him at all
and
either.
If he wanted out, he could have gotten out. Look at what happened in Dallas with Micah Parsons. What did the Cowboys say? We're not trading you. We're not trading you. We're not trading you. Oh, who does Micah Parsons play for now? Is it the Dallas Cowboys or is it it's the Green Bay Packers? Correct. Yes. So ultimately, push comes to shove, and the guy gets traded. Instead, Myles Garrett said, you know what? $40+ million a year sounds pretty good. I'll stick around. So he decided that he wanted to be part of this. And 5 months later, however long it's been since that contract extension was signed, all of a sudden, that doesn't change the situation. Myles knew what he was signing up for. There's no reason we should feel bad for him. He needs to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Right now, I do think that he is still, at the level he's playing at, part of the solution, but he's going to be a member of the Browns for life because of this new contract. If he ever wanted to get out, this summer was the time to do it. He tried, and then he backed down from it when the Haslams threw him a bunch of money.
That's the thing, though. Eventually, eventually it's just going to weigh on him so much that.
Well, then you shouldn't have signed the contract extension.
But, like, you want that guy just hanging around? You want that guy being the leader on your team?
What else are you going to do?
Find a quarterback, I guess, is the only hope that you have at this point.
Yes, but you're not going to trade Myles Garrett.
I'm not saying they're not going to trade him. They're not going to trade him.
It's not a feasible thing to do.
They're not going to. And that's the thing. With that tweet, I was never trying to make the case that they were trading away Myles Garrett. What I'm saying is that you just continue to push him further away. You get what I'm saying? Like, you are just pushing him further and further away from this team, from this franchise. To Danny's point, which is right, there's nothing he can do about it. He's here. But you're just playing a dangerous game of having apathy with one of your best players on the team. Now, you're right. They find a quarterback next year, everything's roses and rainbows, and we're off to the playoffs, right? But just right now, you're playing a dangerous game with your best player because of how upset he is. Should he run the franchise? No. He signed the deal. He's here. He's got to deal with it. But it's hard because he's going to be sitting there saying, I'm doing everything, and we're not even getting close in these games. All right, let's get to our FanDuel parlay coming up because I want to spend plenty of time with Danny on the Cavs. So we got a 4-leg parlay built up for the NFL this weekend, bye week for the Browns. We'll get those bets in coming up. Folks, Fairway Ford is the place to go for all your expeditions, for all the Broncos, the F-150s, the Explorers, and you can get a customized package there with any vehicle on their lot with the Fairway Black Label line. That's right, a series of custom upgrades, premium wheel and tire package, a variety of lifter level kits for the trucks, performance enhancement, fully customized interior, and every Fairway Ford truck on the Black Label line comes with the Rhino spray-in bed liner. Check it out, and the best part, a lot of these upgrades can be financed for as low as 0% APR, depending on the vehicle line. So it's not just going there and picking like the base model, right? Like, okay, I'm going to go with an Explorer. Then you get to sit down with Fairway Ford. I want the Explorer, but I want the rim package, but I want the heated seats, but I want this. And that just speaks to me so much because I love my Explorer. I wish I had the upgraded rim package, and specifically, like, I like the bench seats in the second row. I didn't want the captain seats, right? So to be able to sit down with them and say, let's start with this base. I want this. And then what premium options can we add? And again, potential 0% APR on that, depending on the vehicle line. You can get the vehicle of your dreams at Fairway Ford. Pre-owned, brand new. They got it all for you, and they'll deliver. It's Canfield, short drive. Look it up online. Do a little conversation. Head on out there. Take a look at the vehicle. That's it. Bing, bang, boom. You head on home. That car's in your driveway in a couple of days. That's it. That's how they operate at Fairway Ford. Go check them out today. FairwayFordOhio.com. All right, let's get to our FanDuel parlay. We got it all for you. Fontana Show here on Big Play. Stay with us.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy-efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
All right, welcome back. Fontana Show here on Big Play. Danny Cunningham in this week. Ryan Tyler, as always, alongside, presented by our great friends at FanDuel. Now, we got our NFL parlay coming up, but you know what it is. NBA is off and running. God, I'm so happy the Cavs are back. Like, I just love sitting down, couple of bucks on the Cavs. And the thing about FanDuel, they got the wild card running right now where you get the 4 cards every day and you get to pick which one you want. The other thing that I absolutely love with the NBA on FanDuel right now, they have the tokens that you could pick 3 different tokens. You get your money back. You get a no sweat bet basically on that. And then I always pick the 50% profit boost because that's the thing that I love. So they have so many options on FanDuel right now. Combine the live bets into the same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play it. And especially with the My Way, where you can just slide your point total. And, one of my favorite things for the NBA, points, rebounds, and assist totals. I love that. Pick a little alt line on that. Evan Mobley was great for that on Wednesday night. Cash that one on that. FanDuel is where we want to be betting. So check it out today. And FanDuel, new customers, $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's right. New customers, you bet $5 on anything. It wins, and you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app for all of it. Riding that hot hand, get on that Donovan Mitchell parlay. They got it for you. So you got to sign up, though. FanDuel.com/bigplay. I think it's easier on a computer. FanDuel.com. Ryan was laughing at me at that because I'm like that old, I guess, in a way. Like, I just think it's easier. Then you get the app. Like, once you create your account on your computer, get on your app. Don't laugh at me, Danny. This is serious stuff. FanDuel.com/
How old are you?
I'm really old. 36. 36.
36 going on 63.
Dude, it's easier on a laptop. It's easier on a computer. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on the mobile app.
Sign up on your phone.
Sign up on your phone.
Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app.
FanDuel.com/bigplay to sign up. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and over and present in select states, or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccp.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We're off to the parlay. Let's go.
All right, can we hit something, Matt,
Dude,
please?
It's me. When are you just going to kick me off the parlay?
It's your show, bro.
I welcome it. It's our show.
All right. Maybe if this one doesn't hit.
Okay. We start, this is me. San Francisco -2.5. I know the Giants are a great story. I think losing Cam Scatterbo the way that they did,
Cancel the season.
it's, why does this keep happening to all the good players everybody loves? And especially Malik Neighbors, too. Was this on the MetLife turf? I didn't even think about that. Now, that's hard because he got hip drop tackle.
I don't think turf matters.
I don't think turf
they were in
matters when you
Philly.
get your ankle turned that
They were
way.
in Philly.
But anyway, I'll take the 49ers in this one -2.5. San Fran's a little frisky right now. Like, I think they're going to get Brock Purdy back for this game. They're still, they're like the forgotten team in a way. Coming from when they used to be everybody's pick, I think they're just kind of hanging out in the middle. I think they're a good football team. Reports are they're trying to go make some trades next week. That'll give them a boost there for the playoffs. I'm just going to buy more in that the Giants are going to have a big emotional letdown. Who's going to run? Tyrone Tracy going to run the football there for them?
Yes, sir, and Devin Singletary.
Give me the give me the 49ers on the road here, -2.5. San Fran is only 5-12 against the spread their last 17 games, but they own the Giants. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games against the Giants. San Fran is 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games against the New York Giants. Giants have only covered 6 of their last 20 games. San Fran -2. Right.
All right, I'm going Colts -3.
You love the Colts, man, and
They're 7-1.
I said they were frauds,
They're 7-1.
and I was wrong.
They're the best team in football
I
right
was
now.
wrong.
I don't think there's an argument about it right now.
Go for it.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is right now the league MVP. If he doesn't win MVP and he continues this trajectory, then they just need to change the award to the most valuable quarterback, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Daniel Jones has been tremendous. Married with Shane Steichen. Pittsburgh Steelers defense is absolutely atrocious. Mike Tomlin said it's going to be historic. It's prehistoric is what it is. Juan Thornhill still sucks. Deshaun Elliott going on the IR. You can trade for Kyle Duggar. I don't think that fixes much.
Yeah.
Colts are going to roll over Pittsburgh in Acrisure. Give me the Colts by a touchdown, but if I only have to go -3, easy.
Duggar lost his job with the Patriots, and the Steelers like, oh no, we'll bring him in on this one. The other thing, Warren and Sharp, friend of the show, by the way. Warren had a tweet where you know Warren, you love Warren. Danny loves Warren. Warren Sharp, he had a tweet. He goes, the Steelers offense is Steelers defense is so completely predictable on what they're doing right now that teams are just feasting on it. Indy is 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games. And this is historic because they were kind of bad, but they don't play Pittsburgh all that well. Indy's just 3-6 against the spread their last 9 games against the Steelers. Steelers overall, though, how about this? They are just 4-8 straight up and against the spread in their last 12 games. They cover a lot at home. 7 of their last 10 home games they've covered. But we ride with the Colts.
Good one. Oh, God, and now we're going to the Broncos.
I will take Denver in this one, plus the 1.5. You're better off just taking them on the money line, in my opinion here. Houston, I know they got a nice win, but I still think Houston is a bad football team. Broncos, here's the thing. I keep counting them out, thinking that they're not a good football team. The Broncos are a good football team. You talk about a good defense. Now, Pat Surtain being out for at least, did they put him on IR yet? He's going to miss time with that pec injury. That scares me a little bit. Houston, I just think has a block when it comes to some of these big games. And it's not a division game per se, but these are two teams that you think should be fighting for the playoffs here. I'm going to take Denver on the road. They're 4-8 against the spread their last 12, which isn't great, but they're on a 5-game win streak, and they own the Texans. Broncos are 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games against the Texans. So go ahead and give me them on the road here, plus that 1.5.
All right, I'm going the Bills plus 1.5. This game is in, I guess it'll be technically in November. If this was in late January, then I would take the Chiefs. Buffalo Bills, regular season merchants, 4-1. Josh Allen is against the Chiefs in the regular season. This one's in Buffalo. I almost feel like, and obviously this is kind of facetious, but the Chiefs let the Bills win in the regular season to give them some moxie and think they have a chance in the postseason just to end their dreams every single year. They need a wide receiver so bad. Matt, you could go out there and compete with Keon Coleman for wide receiver 1, but it's the regular season. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this one. So I only have to have them covered by 1.5.
Yeah, or that, either one. But I like the money line too there. Buffalo is just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games, but how about this? They are 13-1 in their last 14 games at home. Yeah. I like it. I feel like Buffalo needs a really big win here. Kansas City is 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games, but here's where they struggle on the road. Just 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. So we'll take a good home trend for the Bills, bad road trend for the Chiefs, and we got it. Ryan, what do we got? 4 leg? All right. I like it. We got some We got 2 dogs, 2 favorites, some roads. I like it very much. There it is. Go play with us on FanDuel. Go sign up today, FanDuel.com/bigplay. Get the bonus there. And we're going to hit one. This is the weekend. This is going to be the weekend to hit it. I love it very much. All right, Danny is here. So we got to get to some Cavs. We got 2 segments worth of Cavs coming up. Want to talk about that Boston game a little bit. I need Danny to kind of calm me on this Jared Allen situation because I got off to a bad start with Jared Allen with the season, which is what I didn't want. And we also want to look ahead to the Eastern Conference a little bit. All Cavs, all next. Fontana Show presented by Fairway Ford, Pure AV, Physicians Ambulance, Garage Beer, and FanDuel. Talk some wine and gold next.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Lake Spur Marketing, connecting your brand to the right customers. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today.
All right, welcome back, Fontana Show, and catch us on Big Play's social channel, 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. Drop a follow, if you can, please, on Twitter, at Matt Fontana Show. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. I'm at Matt Fontana 83. We'll give Danny's Twitter handle here in just a second. But you can catch us on Fridays, 4 o'clock on The Rock as well, and it's all presented by our great friends at Pure AV. I clicked on a channel to watch because I have DirecTV, 4K. I click on it, and they go, whoop. You're not compatible. I don't know, 4K TV. And I was like, because now they got sports in 4K now. It's everywhere. Pure AV. Think about the holiday season, right? Because we're all getting inundated with what? Ooh, TV deals. And here's the craziest thing. I'll open up, I don't mind saying, Costco. I love Costco, right? And they have just like a bajillion TVs on there. Do you know what the difference is between OLED and QLED? And the thing that always gets me is this. The price points. Like, I'm a simpleton. I see 4K TVs. I see some for $300-$400. I see some for $1,600. I don't know the difference. I don't know what I'm looking at. What is the setup? Pure AV can do that for you. It can be as simple as just a TV. Get that man cave tricked up for you. Whatever you need, Pure AV can do it for you. And I want to speak to the people too. You're doing a remodel, renovation, or you're building your home. Pure AV can do anything and in between it all. Check them out, pureavcorp.com. Scan that QR code right there. Check them out. Tell them we sent you. It's a free consultation. They'll talk to you. Even if it's something over the phone and discussing, like, this is kind of what we're thinking about, Pure AV can do it. On top of the home automation, the home security, outdoor. I know the weather's starting to turn, but still, we're going to have some nice evenings. Bundle on up, sit on outside, or you want to get that project on lock for spring. You want to spend your summers outside, don't we all? Get that project hooked up and ready to go for next year. Maybe that's a nice little holiday gift for somebody out there. Pure AV is the place to go. With them, they're the best, and they present our show right here on Big Play. All right, we got Danny Cunningham in, Real D Cunningham on Twitter. He's okay. He's
good job.
He's okay.
Bravo.
He's a good follow on Twitter. Locked On Cavs, the place to go. Spotify, YouTube. I'm a Spotify, but you're on Apple too, right?
Of course I'm on Apple.
I know. I get you on Spotify.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. You can subscribe as well to your Substack, which I get an email.
Every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Almost every day from Danny. You can subscribe to his Substack. He's got it all. Best Cavs reporter. I'm going to award you the Matt Fontana Show Best Cavs reporter.
Well, thank you. I needed that award. That'll go somewhere very nice.
It comes with a free garage beer.
Wow. When I actually get the plaque from you, I will put that in my podcast background.
I'll give you the trophy for the Big Play Fantasy
That
Football
says
League.
Browns on it. I want no part of that.
Oh, that's the Browns-Bengals Cup. We don't want to talk about the Big Play Fantasy League.
I do.
I don't. Do you guess what my record is in eight
let's
weeks?
see. They've played 8 games. I'm going to say 2-6.
Oh, come on. That's way too generous.
I'm 1-7.
You're 1-7? How are you that bad?
I drafted Joe Burrow. He's on IR. I had Puka, who was on IR. Bad.
There are
It's
ways
not
to
bad.
navigate it, man.
Hey, man. I'm just.
I have Lamar. He's missed 4 games, and I'm still 4-4.
I'm just letting everybody else get fat on me in Big Play Fantasy.
Can you
League
join
there.
my league too?
Sure,
Man.
yeah, come on in. Just stealing money. That's how it goes. All right, Danny. We got a couple games for the Cavs into the season now. And last week, I got a little heated about Jared Allen because I understand the carryover, which is now, frankly, 2 seasons worth of carryover when it comes to people being critical about Jared Allen. And I was like a staunch defender of his, and I'm saying he's so important to what we do here. And we sent out a clip a lot of people saw. I was like, there are games he looks like an all-NBA player. There's other games like, the first game of the season where he almost got out-rebounded by Sam Merrill. Am I overreacting to Jared Allen? Am I letting past things start to bleed over to the season? Or should we have legit concern about his fit with this team?
I don't know if it's his fit with the team that you should have concern with, because I do think he fits fine. I think it does matter how you view him. Like, I don't view the core 4 as a real thing. I think the Cavs have 3 core players in Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and in Darius Garland, and they have a lot of role players. And Jared Allen is a role player. He's a very, very high-level role player. He's an awesome role player who has, at times in his career, been capable of making an all-star team. But so far this season, he's not been good enough in the rebounding area, right? Like, that is the one thing, because scoring has been fine. Like, even against Boston, I think he had 16 points on 4-7 from the floor, made all 8 free throws. Like, you'll absolutely take that offensive production. But he had 6 rebounds in 25 minutes. He was out-rebounded by a couple of guys on the Celtics who I'm not sure are actual NBA caliber players. Like, they're in the league right now, but would they be in anyone's playoff rotation? Probably not. And that's the type of thing that can't happen. That is where Jared Allen needs to be much better. And I think that is where the Cavs as a whole need to be much better. If you listen to what Kenny Atkinson has said, and the game against Boston was the first game this year that I was not in person at, but I did on TV listen to his post-game press conference. He's talked about rebounding after 4 of the 5 games. The Cavs have played 5 games, and they start with 2 big guys every single night, right? Like Evan Mobley, Jared Allen start every game for the Cavs. Do you know in their first 5 games how many times, Matt, they've out-rebounded an opponent?
5 games, I'm going to say once.
Once. They are 1-3-1 in the rebounding battle.
Was it the Detroit game?
No, Detroit, they tied.
Oh, okay.
They out-rebounded Milwaukee, I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
But they were
that makes
out-rebounded by
sense.
the Knicks. They were out-rebounded by the Nets. They were out-rebounded by the Celtics.
Got
And it's
smoked
not
by
like
the
they've been
Celtics on the
out-rebounded by
boards.
1 rebound here or there.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting smoked on the glass. And that, to me, is one of the biggest things, because you look last night, Celtics won that game by 20 points. They had 23 second chance points. And you're never going to be perfect there. Like, teams are going to get offensive rebounds, especially when they have a shot profile that the Celtics do, where they take a lot of threes, and that creates a lot of long rebounds. And that sometimes that's not all on Jared Allen. That's not all on Evan Mobley. That sometimes is on Donovan Mitchell. It's on Jalen Tyson. It's on DeAndre Hunter last night. The rest of that starting 5. But that is an area where they are nowhere near being championship caliber right now. And that, to me, if you want to be worried about some things after the first 5 games, I think the rebounding is the thing to be worried about. I know that there are people concerned about the offense. I think they're 17th in offense so far this season. I think you're wasting your time if you're concerned about that. Without Darius Garland. Like, it's not fair to judge this team on that end of the floor, because so many role players are playing more expansive roles than what they will be when the Cavs are healthy. But I think if you want to look at something, the rebounding is an issue, because for the most part, I have been impressed with what this team's looks like defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the game against Boston was the 3rd game in 4 nights in 3 different cities, and the 4th game in 6 nights in 4 different cities. And I do think that added up a little bit to some of the hustle stats that the Cavs need to do a much better job of. But overall, the defense has been fine. But when they allow as many second chance points as they have, that's where I look at the rebounding and say that is the thing that so badly needs to get better.
And I will fully admit, I'm fine with where the Cavs are at. Like, Donovan Mitchell looks like Donovan Mitchell, right? Evan Mobley, I've seen the growth there, the continued, path of him on offense, the continued steps that he has to have there. DeAndre Hunter looks like the guy that I was so excited that they traded for. I know he had to overcome an injury there. Sam Merrill was lighting it up before he had the hip contusion. Like, I'm overall very happy with where this Cavs team is at, Danny. And, like, I know it's a small sample size, but they seem now. I don't know if this is a good statement about what I'm about to say or not. They seem like the Cavs of the past couple of years that I've liked so much. They seem like the same Cavs team. They're not going to win every single game, but I feel good about where the Cavs are at. Now, none of that has culminated in an NBA championship or even going to the finals, so maybe that's where the bad part comes in. But it's also this battle of so many people. Well, I'm not going to care about the regular season. Oh, my God, how dare they lose to the Celtics? I thought you said you weren't going to care about the regular season.
That is the thing, and I talked about this a little bit on my Thursday podcast. If you are somebody that sits there and says the regular season doesn't matter, wake me up in, not even April, wake me up in May in the second round, because I think it's a fair thing to say the Cavs, like the first round is going to be a formality for them. They'll be in the second round of the playoffs. Wake me up then. That's when I'll start to care. That's a fair way to look at it as a fan, given the way that they have been in the last couple of postseasons, particularly last year. But if that is your way of viewing this, then you can't be mad when they have a clunker on a Wednesday night in October. Mm-hmm. You can't be mad when they lose on opening night to the New York Knicks. You can't be mad about the process if all you're going to care about are the results. Now, if you think, as I do, as I think you do, as I think a lot of people do, that the regular season does matter, that they need to build the proper habits, that they can't be on cruise control over the next 6 months before the postseason arrives, then if you want to be ticked off because the Cavs put forth a bad effort on Wednesday night in October against Boston on the road, go for it. That's when I do and it sounds like I'm trying to gatekeep this fandom or whatever, and that's not what it is, but I just think that we need to look at this through a fair lens. It's October. Right now, the Cavs are not a championship team. They don't need to be a championship team right now. They're not a championship team because 3 of their 7 best players are hurt, and they've got guys that are like 9, 10, 11 on the rotation playing expanded roles. It's hard to be a championship team when you are that. They need to be a championship team in May and in June, and there's nothing I've seen so far that leads me to believe they can't get to that point, but they do have growing that they need to do to get to that point eventually.
Speaking of that, the teams they're going to have to go through and want to do a quick look around the East. We'll do that with Danny coming up. Fontana Show here on Big Play. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Matt Fontana Show with you, part of Big Play. Catch us on The Rock on Fridays at 4. We got Danny Cunningham, Locked On Cavs, in with us this week, talking about a little wine and gold. Let's take a look at the East. We'll do that in just a second. But, folks, speaking of the Cavs, Rocket Arena, you know who's over there? Physicians Ambulance, because they work with all the major sports teams here in downtown Cleveland. All the major events that come to town, Physicians Ambulance is there, and they're hiring. And the thing about Physicians Ambulance, and I've seen this year after year with them, they hire for the right reasons. It's because they're growing. It's because they've been able to expand. Not just Cleveland, okay? They're down in Columbus. Their satellites, North Ridgeville, Mentor, Kent, Warren, Ashland, Worcester, headquartered in Brecksville. It's because they have work. It's because they want to be able to be out in our community, making an impact, and they are just top of the line. Calibrated equipment, some of the newest fleet of vehicles that you'll find, great protocols and programs for you to further your career. So if you're an EMT or paramedic, full-time, part-time, anything, they got you at Physicians Ambulance. Reach out today, physiciansambulance.com. Apply today and help them continue to set the standard at Physicians Ambulance. Again, online, physiciansambulance.com. Danny, wanted to look at the East because that was another big talking point in this offseason with Jason Tatum going down with the injury, you know, Joel Embiid perpetually injured, even though, look at the 76ers now, like here we are. We got to look at the Bucks. We've got to look at the Knicks already. Do you believe, as we talked about in the offseason, that it really is the Cavs, the Knicks, then everybody else, and the Cavs a slot ahead of the Knicks right now for these?
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
And I know that the Knicks have that win on opening night, but I do think that the Cavs are in a situation a little similar to where the Knicks were last year, where the Knicks made some significant roster changes going into last season, and they very clearly were a better team at the end of the season than the start of the season, and I think the Cavs will be that too. I think the Knicks are very good, but after that, I think that every team below the Knicks is so much more flawed than Cleveland, than New York. And the Cavs and the Knicks are not perfect rosters. They're not perfect teams. Neither one of these teams is going to win 65-plus games. But as you go on down the list, like Chicago, 4-0. Do I believe in them? No. Are they going to be maybe a little bit better than I expected to be? Sure, but I don't look at them as a team capable of winning a postseason series. Miami, they're off to a great start right now. They're 3-1. They're playing at the fastest pace. Is that going to keep up? I'm not so sure. I think that Eric Spoelstra is going to get the most out of that team. I think they'll be better than a lot of people expected, and they were one of my teams that I looked at when FanDuel came out with its win totals and said, this team is going to go over its win total. They're going to win more than 36 games or whatever it was set at. But I still don't look at them as a team that is some threat to the Cavs. The Pistons are not a threat to the Cavs. That roster is not good enough. The Milwaukee Bucks, if Giannis gets hurt, Matt, and I don't wish this because I think that he was my pick to win the MVP, because I think if Giannis continues to play that he plays and the Bucks find a way to get to 50 wins in a weak East, Giannis will win the MVP this year because he is doing so much for that team. But if he misses 2 weeks, that team looks a lot like the Brooklyn Nets. They look a lot like the Indiana Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton. Like, that roster is just not very good aside from him. I think that there are so many flaws that you can pick. We can go down the list. Atlanta has not been good. Boston is not a very good team right now, even though they beat the Cavs by 20.
That was like that was a playoff game to them.
I mean, but they hit 21 threes.
Oh, yeah.
And they out-hustled the Cavs, and they did the little things while the Cavs didn't. That's why they won that game. But there's not a team in the Eastern Conference that I look at through the first week of the season, which is admittedly such a small sample size. But there's not a team that I look at and say, you know what, I really think that team could give the Cavs problems in the playoffs now in a way that I didn't before the season. The Cavs might lose to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference playoffs. There's not a team that I look at and say, yeah, that team should have the Cavs number when it counts, other than maybe New York. But even then, I would pick the Cavs.
Right, and it's a long season. They got to build this out. Like you said, injuries are going to impact everybody at some point. But I love where the Cavs are at. All right, let's sneak the grid in real quick. Danny's here to help, thank God, because we've needed it. Immaculate Grid comes your way next. Fontana Show, back at you. You know how we do it. It's time for the Immaculate Grid. We got 3 minds on it today. Danny Cunningham, Ryan Tyler, Matt Fontana with you. Let's go. Oh, all Browns. Right. All right. Okay.
We'll knock out the statistical.
Let's knock out the statistical one.
5,000 plus receiving yards in their career for the Baltimore Ravens.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Anquan
Bolden. Sure. Mark Andrews.
All right.
Odell works for Miami and the Browns.
And the Ravens and the Browns.
And the Ravens and the Browns. So hold off on him.
And Miami and the
Giants.
Miami
and the Giants was one I was.
And the Browns and the Giants.
Yeah, wow.
This is just an
let's use him for
grade.
Miami and the Giants.
Well, no, because that's... Oh, yeah, go ahead. Okay, that's fine.
And then we could just do, like, Victor
Cruz, David Tyree, I'm assuming.
Mario
Manningham's a good pull. Oh, no! What?
He doesn't have in his career?
Wait, what?
Wow. Way screwed up. Ryan.
Wow. Wow, it felt good to me. Wow.
How many does he have?
I don't know. Obviously not 5,000.
Finished with 4,500.
Oh, that's a rough beat.
Oh, well, that one's on me, fellas.
Danny, I'll have to come back next week and help us with it. All right, we'll get to that on next week's show. Wrap things up. We'll do it next. Stay with us. All right, as always, appreciate everybody joining us this week on the show. Bye week for the Browns. We'll get through it. They'll be back next week. Just do this. Put all your effort into the Cavs. That's what I'm doing. Danny Cunningham here. Danny, please tell everybody where they can find you for Locked On, your Substack, all of it.
My Substack, The Inside Shot, you can find that basically on my Twitter page, on my Blue Sky page, wherever you get your Substacks. That's where it is. Locked On Cavs, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, sometimes 7, depending on what days the Cavs play on the weekend, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, anywhere else on YouTube as well. So that's where I am in, of course, on Twitter at Real D Cunningham.
He is the Matt Fontana Show award winner for Best Cavs Report.
I would just like to say it makes me feel a little better to see Mario Manningham had less than 3,000 yards in his
Woo!
career.
Yes.
So
Plexico Burris should have been the answer
Plexico
there.
Burris. I think David Tyree would have probably worked
David
there.
Tyree has 650 yards.
In his career?
I believe so, yeah.
I guess it was just the one catch.
He had 650
Wow.
exactly in his career. He had 54 career receptions, Matt.
One of them counted very much on that. So there it is on the grid. All right. Appreciate everybody joining us this week's show. Back at it next weekend, Thursday, 7 o'clock on the Big Play channels. Friday, 4 o'clock on The Rock, presented by our great friends at FanDuel. That parlay's hitting this week. I know it. Get it rolling. FanDuel.com/bigplay to get signed up for new customers. Fairway Ford, Physicians Ambulance, Garage Beer, and Pure AV. Have a very happy and safe Halloween. Enjoy it. Favorite candy, quick, Ryan.
Reese's.
Danny?
Reese's, come on.
Yeah, it is Reese's. That's the answer. There it is. Check your candy, too, for all your kids and just steal it because that's what I do as a dad. Now, no, that doesn't look good. Nope, that's just mine. Take it all. Enjoy your Halloween. We'll talk to you next week. For Ryan Tyler and Danny Cunningham, I'm Matt Fontana. And as always, take it easy.